Hello and welcome to another episode of Momento Malum today. In 1969, a paper was published on the topic of the genetic diversity of the Canadian Yorkshire pig breed. Several pedigree breeds of livestock have been shown to have a pyramidal population structure. This means that the breeding stock is derived from a relatively small number of breeders, which are then used to breed a substantially larger number of multiplier herds, which are then used to breed the herds used by farmers. The genetic changes of these breeds are made by a few key breeders at the top of the proverbial pyramid. The goals are often unified towards improving commercial success within the breeds, and the Canadian Yorkshire is no different. Due to researchers not having access to the genetic market tech at that time, the pedigree records were used in conjunction with different statistical methods to determine the genetic diversity of this breed. The data used was obtained from the now defunct Canadian National Livestock Records, which was replaced with the Canadian Livestock Records Corporation. The herd size parameters and the continuity of the different breeding operations were estimated from the pedigree records for all 87,295 pigs of the Yorkshire breed, listed in the Canadian Swine Breeders Association Herd Book, specifically 70 to 74 as well as volume 76. This data was gathered between the years 1960 and 1966. And the genetic diversity was analyzed using the Robertson method. The information for what the Robertson method was is behind a paywall, so I could not get information on how that method worked. Nonetheless, here are the results. The total registrations recorded for the period covered by a 6-year time frame was 87,295. The annual registrations varied widely, and the largest number was in 1960 in volume 70 with 18,650 individual pedigrees recorded. The smallest number of pigs registered was 9,365 and were recorded in the following year in volume 71. It was found that the total number of herds declined steadily from a high of 1,501 in 1960 to a low of 737 in 1966. The top producers of these pigs were from greatest to least Ontario, Alberta, Saskatchewan, and Quebec. Over time, things have changed, with Ontario increasing the herd size, Alberta decreasing, as well as Saskatchewan, and Quebec remaining stable. For all provinces except for New Brunswick, the average herd size was greatest in 1964. The 87,295 animals registered during this period under study were produced by different farms, of which only 10.7% of the farms registered their pigs for each of the 6 years. The selection data was small and voluntary, with all the information being given on a voluntary basis to the organization. Of the total registrations, only 56.9% of the registrations were tested for pedigree. 24.2% of the pigs only had one parent tested, and 19% of the pigs had both parents tested. But the data was not enough to draw any conclusions. But through pedigree testing, it was found that the population of the Yorkshire Canadian pig breed was derived from 1,995 male ancestors. If you want to donate to my channel, the links are below. If you want to buy my book, you can also find that link in the description box below. Among these were 234 foreign-bred animals, which represented 11.7% of the ancestry of this breed. Of these, 6, 16, 34, and 54 of these were imported during the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st generations of the development of this breed. respectively. The initial foundation population is estimated to be 216 herds, of which 144 imported pigs were in its population's ancestry. The second generation had 156 herds bred from the prior population with the addition of 62 imported pigs, incorporated into the pedigree of this livestock breed. The third generation consisted of 122 herds bred from the prior population with the addition of 22 imported pigs into this line's pedigree. The paper shows a trend of a declining number of herds used in the breeding population over time. This process seems to be facilitated by the need to breed for improved productivity, as well as the technology of artificial insemination. This has improved productivity, but showed the potential risk of inbreeding. And that about covers everything for this episode. Thank you for watching.